What's up, everybody? You tell them Steve Dave here, telling them whether we want to hear it or not, and only telling the truth as I see it. Today I'd like to start out with a conversation that I had on Twitter recently. Now, I'm not going to go into detail as to who the members of the conversation was. I tend to keep people's private lives private. However, it is out there in the ether. Y'all should know my Twitter by now. You tell them Steve1. And you can look up that fucking conversation. It was in public if you're interested in reading it. But the conversation had to go with name calling and what I keep seeing on both sides of any line. And quite frankly, I'm pretty sure we're too old for this shit. Alright, we're way too old for this shit. Alright? Calling someone a meanie or any other bad name you can imagine just to try to denounce their point. I'm sorry, only children do that. And we shouldn't be children, y'all. We really shouldn't. So, this conversation ended up going the political route. Yeah, why not? Only one side's really calling someone, I don't know, something as bad as, another word that begins with N that I'm not going to tell on Twitch because I do not want to get demonetized or DMCA'd or anything like that. Or even on YouTube, I'm pretty sure dropping the N-bomb, that N-bomb, not the other N-bomb, is probably a bad idea. But the conversation kept going to its end, and towards the end, the person I was talking to accused me of taking a political edge to this. I'd like to go ahead and clear this little bit of absolute bullshit up, because when I talk about things that humanity has going on, that I really think we should fucking stop. It's humanity that needs to stop it, not politics, not anything political. Because I just don't give a shit about politics anymore. I really don't. It's two of the same people yelling back and forth, calling each other bad shit. One side is constantly hiding behind names and not adding enough facts. The other side is constantly hiding behind facts and not calling them out for what they are. You know, it's at a standstill. Nobody's making any moves. They're just taunting each other from the other side of the line. Yeah, if I want to hear two people argue, it better be something fucking substantial. Right? I don't mind hearing arguments. In fact, everybody should want to hear arguments. Everybody should want to make their minds a little bit better. Everyone should want to hear both sides of any argument so you can better enlighten yourself. So when this fella decided to mention politics and how only one side was being this, I don't think that's the right way to peace, y'all. I really don't think so. Because as far as America, where I live, you're allowed to believe whatever you want, whether it be bad or good. Now, the actions you take in those beliefs, that's the part that needs to be watched a little bit easier. Oh my god. I could not select the grave digger that much. Alright, grave buster. But it's gotten to the point where one side can't not call the other side something bad. One side can't not call the other side something bad. They'd rather not entertain the other side of the argument in any way, shape, or form. How are we going to learn if that doesn't happen? So naturally, this person thought I was defending one side of the political spectrum when it came down to this, and I had to set him straight on that one, because I didn't like it. I didn't like that they decided to go that route with what I said. And again, this entire conversation is on Twitter. I try to be as transparent or translucent as possible. We'll get into that in just a little bit of the talk. So he defended the left in it, and I was like, and that's where I don't continue this conversation. Politics tends to blind people and cause friendships to go awry, and I don't want that with anybody on either side of the line. People matter to me more than politics do, and that's where the argument should always end. People should matter more. And look how diverse people are. Everybody has different beliefs. Everybody has different everything. Not one person looks exactly the same unless you're a twin, in which case, you don't think the exact same as your twin does.
I've preached this time and time again, where live and let live is the only way we're gonna get peace around here. And I'm pretty sure everybody's fed up about arguing. We need to argue, but we don't need to fight. You know, it doesn't do humanity any fucking good if one side wants to keep calling names and not address any problems that they're doing, as well as the other side is also calling names and not addressing the problems. Like, if I was hungry, I wouldn't walk up to my fridge and say, "You're fucking cold, dude! You're fucking cold! You don't care about me, you just care that I have a paycheck to fill you with stuff." That doesn't exactly get me a sandwich at the end of the day, now does it? It annoys me. And the fact that my friend had to go the route of, well, if you're talking politically, I'm not. And I never will. This is my promise to everybody who watches this Twitch channel, everyone who watches my content on YouTube, everybody out there who watches anything that I put out on the internet. I don't give a flying fuck about your politics. I don't. There's right and there's wrong. Alright? There's right and wrong. If you know in your heart that you're doing something wrong, you know it's wrong. Oh shit. You know it's wrong. You just know. What's going on, Hydro? If you know for a fact that what you have said is wrong, do not follow that lie. Correct yourself. We're allowed to be wrong. I've been wrong on several cases. Even with people I've talked to on the Discord, I've been wrong. And to that, I always say, hey, yeah, okay, hold on. Explain yourself so I can properly understand this. Simple as that. Isn't it amazing when you stop, take a moment, and listen to the other person's point? Isn't it amazing how you can magically get further in the conversation by letting the other person talk instead of outright labeling them as something? It's fantastic! It really is! Hearing everybody else out is what matters. And there is no good, it's like what Y is saying in the chat right now. There ain't any good without some bad. Whether you want it or not, it's part of life. That is entirely true. However, my arguments don't have to do purely with political basing. If I see on the side of the road someone is just dying of thirst, maybe they're running and they don't have anything on them, my conscience tells me, hey, stop the freaking car and give that person some water. It's fucking hot out there. At least give them a seat so that you can do that. But you know what my gut tells me? That's a stranger and I shouldn't associate with them. However, that's the duality of nature. Is this person gonna hurt me? Or is this person just as thirsty as anyone else who's gone for a long jog? I don't know. The safe, factual route is keep driving. I'm sure they're fine. That doesn't stop me from thinking, is there anything I could have done in that situation? Mind you, I'm a nicer person about it. That's a question of morality and survival. Exactly, it is. It is. But it also answers that everyone has a light and everyone has a darkness. After my father's death, and I mention that a lot in these things, and I try not to because for some reason I feel as though every time I do, I feel like I'm stepping on his grave. Well, stepping on his urn. He got burned. He's ashes in the other room. He haunts this house. It was the turning point of my life. Because I had him as a role model. What are you woofing about? Hey! There's nothing there. I don't know what you're complaining about. My dog just tackled my pile of fucking... Yeah. You just...
tackled the pile of my clothes. What the fuck, Chase? You okay? Anyway, I have a water bottle here and I didn't know about it. So, I don't like bringing it up because I don't want to use a dead person to prove my point. That's the main point. It's not that it's preachy or I'm reaching for sympathy. I want to let the dead lie. I want to let the dead rest. But he was such a role model for me that I feel like I'm not doing the conversation any justice without bringing him up. Because it was the turning point in my life. And it made me realize what I wanted. Peace. I want peace. And I've been preaching this even before my father died. You want to know what the formula for peace is? If you're part of Step Discord right now and you're in the chat, go ahead and say it, because I've said it several times. What is the formula for peace? If you don't know, I'll let you know now. You'll know for the next time. Because everybody deserves a good lesson. Especially with these times. What is the formula for peace? Live and let live. Live and let live. It's so easy. And politics has no place in that. Live and let live. You see someone enjoying a run, probably dying of being thirsty? Hey, you let them enjoy that run. They made that choice. Let them live. Because that's their life. And yes, it's nice to have some experiences where you're sharing life with others. By all means. I don't mind that. But if that person consciously decided to go for a run and is now very tired and thirsty, well, they chose that path. Live and let live. Keep the peace. Stop giving a shit so... To reiterate, because I see we got a couple more viewers just now. The formula for peace is live and let live. And nothing that I tell you on this channel or any channel that I have on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, on Facebook, or any fucking thing like that is going to even matter in any sense of the word politics. Because politics has become an ugly word. Because politics tends to force friendships apart, and it sucks. Because you know that person's not a bad person. They just believe something different. Live and let live is the way to peace. It's a very simple formula. It's a very simple formula. Which gets me onto the topic of, well, I mean, look at the game here. Plants vs. Zombies. Do zombies deserve to be forgiven for being members of the Alt-Fright? I mean, they're undead. So, I mean, you look at Ghastly. Ghastly's a ghost. And we like to play Phasmophobia and stuff like that. And there's ghost games. Ghosts are fucking cool. Zombies are fucking cool. But I think it has to do more along the question of, do zombies have coherent thought? As long as you try, Hydro. I mean, that's all I ask. All I ask is people try. You know, it's just one of those things that keeps coming up in society, and I hate it. I hate it. Why can't you look at that other person like that other person has his own belief, has his or her own beliefs, his or her own way of thinking. This is why I don't like syllables. Their own way of thinking. And their own way of doing things. I want them to enjoy their life. Simple as that. However, when you're talking about life, I don't think zombies have life anymore. Which begs the question. Are they 4? Let me see. Ooh, okay. Why you brought up something? I see that. The grunts don't really seem to. They're innocent souls turned into weapons of conquest, so while they do deserve to be forgiven in a way, they cannot completely for being unable to do anything about their actions. Exactly! Zombies lack free will. Zombies lack free will. They run purely on instinct and, or in this case, the derangedness of a madman who turned himself into a zombie and who was a scientist about this whole thing. And I don't understand how the plants are here, but I'm sure that'll be answered in the next game. Bottom line, folks, I think that's a very good way to interpret it and screw the end of the conversation. Yes, I will run that by G next time I visit the good old Church of Al-Azim. As a matter of fact, if you haven't heard about Gulf City, go ahead and check out twitch.tv/Gulf City. Especially on Saturday nights for the Fright Power Hour. God damn, it's a good show. Sure, the lady wasn't there at the last show, but they'll get the lady on the screen next time. They will. So, to sum up the tellum, live and let live is the way to peace. Zombies don't have exactly the kind of mental congruity to actually believe in that peace, believe in the knowledge of wisdom and Al-Hut Al-Azim. And, everything I tell you on this channel is never going to be political. Never. I will never take a political edge on this channel. It will be person to person. Because we're all unique. And that's what needs to be happening. We're all unique. We all have our own thoughts, our own wants, our own dreams, our own everything. I want to get that fucking office of mine back so I can make what ifs again and be happy. But right now, I'm being happy just being here with all of you who decided to show up. What are your thoughts about the difference between humanity and politics? What are your thoughts about zombies and the Alt-Fright and whether they deserve forgiveness? Or what are your thoughts about anything having to do with what I said in the conversation? I forgot the middle one. What was the middle one? Oh yeah, the formula for peace. Live and let live. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the chat. And if you're watching this YouTube video, because I'm going to make this a highlight, I'm going to upload it on the second channel down below. What are your thoughts about live and let live? What do you think? What do you think? Now, outright, I'm probably going to ignore any comments that, well, this side is, well, that side is, well, this... No. What are your thoughts? You, as a thinking, feeling human being, what are your thoughts about everything going on as far as that's concerned? Can we find peace? Can we do a live and let live, please? People are gonna think differently, but I highly doubt a lot of those people want to hurt anyone else. It's too crazy to be believed. Right, that's that. Let's see. Let me go through the chat before I get too ahead. The plants are a thing due to Dave. This tidbit was brought to you by the PVZ comments. Oh, okay. Let's see. This brings up an interesting what if thought. What if a zombie grunt did have free will? It might not be simple, but it's interesting. I think that's just a hop and a skip away from the hypno shroom, really. I would rather stay away from politics. That's right! That's right. You know what? I'm clapping for you, you son of a bitch! I'm clapping for you! Stay away from politics if you are dealing with personal relationships. Because at this point, politics just paints the other side as bad. I prefer to talk to people, not to talk about politics. As you've said, it's case by case. The less sentient the zombie, the more they can be morally given. But if a zombie has free will and chooses to still not let live, they do not deserve forgiveness. Yep, you know what? That's a good middle road answer. I like it. I like it. Do no harm, but take no shit. That said, if zombies are mindless husks, then there's no need for forgiveness. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's good answers. That's good answers. I liked it. I liked it. Thank y'all for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you for coming to my Tell-em, I should say. Because I'm your Tell-em Steve Dave. Mondays is my Tell-em days. So come on in, get here early, and you can catch on with some nice Tell-em. I'm going to switch it out to the Crazy Dave Challenge, but as you can see, the money down below, it's catching up. It's catching up. I'm getting the money up there on the one that I did the Crazy Dave Challenge on easy for, so that I can buy all the mini games. And when I'm done with the mini games, we're going on Plants vs. Zombies 2.